Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Today we are starting chapter 11 for O-level and IGCSE mathematics. Today we will discuss the ratio, proportion and rates in this chapter. So some of the ratios have to be written down in a simplest form. 6 by 3 has the same ratio as the 2 raised to 1, 2 to 1. Similarly, for 25 to 75 we have a ratio 1 to 3. And for others, for example, this 9 to 81 is 1 to 9, because 9 divided by 81 is 1 to 9. So this is the simplest ratio. So write each of these ratios in a simplest form. 20 minutes and 1 hour is the ratio of 1 to 3, because 20 minutes and then this is 1 hour is 60 minutes. The same units, so the ratio will get no units. 50 grams divided by 1000 grams is 1000 grams, so 1 to 20. For 2 minutes to 30 seconds, we have a ratio of 4 to 1. Similarly, write each of these ratios in its simplest form, 5, 15 and 25. So divide by the simplest one, the smallest one. So this way we get 5 by 1, 5 by 5, 15 by 5 and 25 by 5. So it's 135 is the simplest ratio. So highest common factor is a 5. Similarly with this one, so the highest common factor is 2 here. So we divide it and we get this. So we divide with the highest common factor. So this is the highest common factor is 2. So we divide with this. Similarly for this, we have the highest common factor 8. So its ratio is 1 by 5. Similarly, for each of the ratio of the simplest form, Ali, Pali and Dave invested $500, $800 and $1,000 respectively. Write the ratios of their investment in its simplest form. So 500, 800 and 1000. So we can divide it by the 100 is the HCF. So this is that they have in the ratio of 5, 8 and 10. For 11-2, write each of these in the simplest form in 1 to n ratio. So we divide by the first one with the first ratio to the with the first smallest number. So this is here 2 and 6. This 2 is smallest number, so we divide by the 2. So we have this 1 to n ratio. This is highest one. So here we have 1. So 1 to 1. And then this number is corresponds to this number. So 3 by 15, similarly 1. 4 by 7 is 1 to 1 by 75. So this is 1 and this is 1.75. So 2 cents to 150. So this 2 divided by this. So this is 1 to 75 cents. So this is 1 to 75 ratio. Similarly, write each of these ratios in the simplest form 1 to n. So 2 by 8. So it's 1. Similarly, for on a map, a distance of 8 mm represents a distance of 2 km. 8 mm is we have a scale of 8 mm is equals to 2 km. What is the scale of the map in the form 1 to n? So this is 8 mm is equals to 2 km. So 8 mm is equal to 2000 mm. So this divide by 8, so we get this 2.5 into 10 to the power 5 mm. 1 to this ratio. Similarly, the ratio of helper to babies in a crash is a French word. It's a nursery kind of things. So helper needs the ratio of helper to babies in a Montessori or nursery must be 1 to 4. So there are 6 helpers on Tuesday. How many babies can there be? So we have a ratio of helper 1 and babies 4. So 1 to 4. If there are 6 helpers, how many babies are there? So we will divide it. 1 to 4 is the ratio. So this is helper, this is baby, so this is helper, so this is baby. So we will write it 1 to 4 and 6 to x. So So we can multiply, cross multiply and get this ratio. So this is 24. X is equal to 24 by this way. So there are 24 babies. With the 6 helpers, there are 24 babies. Similarly, how much red paints must be mixed? Let's see. How many white paint should be mixed with this 2 liters? Sanjay is mixing paints. To get the shade, he mixes red and white paints in the ratio of 1 to 3. Red is 1 and white is 3. To get different shades of red, maybe pink. So how many white paint should he mix with 2 liters of red paint? So if red paints are in 2 liters, so how much white paints should be there for mixing in this ratio? So red is white is 3. Red is 1, white is 3. So if red is 2 liters, then white should be 6. It's very easy, but we can see that how we do performed it. So 1 to 3 ratio is this. This is red, this is white, this is red, this is white. So we have to find the value of this white X. So this is X 6 liters. So he should mix 6 liter white paint with the 2 liters red paint to get the desired shade. How much red paint should he mix with 12 liters of white paint? So at this time we have white paint in 12 liters amount, and how much red paint is required for this case. So if red is 1, white is 3, so red is suppose this time we are supposing this letter Y, so 1 2 3 and Y upon 12. So this way we can write Y is equal to 12 by 3, so 4 liters white paint would be required to mix with the 12 liters of white paint, because if this is 1, this is 3, this is 4, this is 12. So this is simplest ratio of 1 to 3. So it is required for 4 liter red paint to mix with white 12 liter white paint to get the desired shade. Similarly, to make a solution of a chemical, a scientist mixes 2 parts of chemical with 20 parts of water. 3 parts of chemical and 20 parts of water. How much water should he mix with 15 ml of chemical? So chemical is 3 parts and water is 20 parts. So chemical is 3 parts, water is 20 parts. So he should mix with 15 ml of chemical. So chemical is 15 ml. How much water would be required to make this? So this is simple. This is 40 ml. We can no, it's not 40, but 5 times. So this is 5 to 100 ml. 100 ml. So we can easily say this, but we will perform 3 to 20 ratio, 15 by X. So in this way we have performed, and we have find out this 3 5 the 15 and 5 multiplied by 20, 100 ml. So she should mix this chemical in 100 ml of water. How much chemical she should mix with 240 ml of water? So here we have a chemical 3, water 20, water is 240 ml. How much chemical is required to mix with this 240 ml? So 3 by 20 and Y by 240. So here we need to find this Y. So this is 36 ml. Sachin and Rehan shares a flat. They agree to share the rent in the same ratio as their wage. So Sachin earns $300 a month and Rehan earns $400 a month. Sachin pays $90. How much does Rehan pay? So Rehan's salary is higher than Sachin. So this is Sachin $300, Rehan $400. If Sachin pays $90, then Rehan should pay at least $120. We can see this from here. It's very easy. So, but we will perform the operation. 300 by 400 is equal to 90 by x. So, in this way we can find the value x is equal to $120. So, Rehan should pay $120 as per commitment. Dividing quantity in a given ratio. So, this is exercise 11.4. Paint is mixed in the ratio of 3 parts red to 5 parts white. 3 parts red and 5 parts white to make 40 liters of pink paint. How much red paint is required? So this is red, white, and this is red plus white is pink. So 3, 5, and this is 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. So this pink is 8 parts and red is 3 parts. So from here, this is we have to find how much red paint is required. How much red paint is required to prepare this 40 liters pink paint. So we have ratio 3 to 8 and x to 40. 3 to 8 and x to 40. So this way x can be calculated as a 15 liters. Now in the second part, how much white paint is used? How much white paint is used? Now this time we have this 5 paint. So we have a ratio of 5 to 8 for the white paint. To pink paint we have ratio 5 to 8, and for white paint to pink paint we have ratio y to 40 liters. So 5 to 8, 5 divided by 8, y is equal to 5 y divided by 40. So this is 5 by 8 and y divided by 40. So we can calculate y. This is 25 liters. So 25 liters white paint is used here to make this 40 liters. So this is 25 liters. So this is 15, this is 25, and this we will get this 40 liters. So we did this very easy, but a 60 grams bar of brass is made using the metal, copper and zinc in the ratio 2 to 1. A bar of brass is made. This is a metal. Brass is a combination of mixture of copper and zinc in the ratio of 2 to 1. So how much of these metal is used? So copper and zinc are mixed to produce a brass. So brass is a copper plus zinc. So copper is 2 and zinc is 1 as given. So this brass is 3. So how much of the each metal is used? So for 600 grams we have to find this ratio x to 600, 2 to 3. For 2 parts of copper we have 3 parts of brass. So for x parts of copper we have produced 600 grams of brass. So 2 by 3 and 2 to 3 ratio and x to 600 ratio. So in this way we can calculate x as 400 grams of copper would be required. 400 grams copper would be required to produce 600 grams of this. Similarly, 100 grams of zinc would be required to 200 grams. This is 400, this is 200, this makes 600. So it's easy. So but we are performing this operation. So this is 1 to 3, so y to 600. So 1 to 3 is y to 600, so y is equal to 200 grams. So 600 grams contains 400 grams of copper and 200 grams of zinc. This is the answer. To get home from work, Meher runs and walks. This person runs and walks. The distance he runs and walks are in the ratio of 2 to 3. So 3 parts he runs and 2 parts he runs and 3 parts of the distance he walks. So he works 2 kilometers from the home. How far does he run? So for this 2 kilometer he runs for some distance, and then he walk. So this is 800 meters and 1200 meters, 1.2 kilometers. It's very simple, but we will perform it. So runs and walk is the ratio of 2 to 3. So the total distance is 5. So this is x. X is 2 kilometer. This is 2 kilometer total distance. So we will perform 2 to 5. 2 to 5 ratio, x by 2 ratio. So we will perform x. X is 0.8 kilometer. This is 0.8 kilometers. So this is 800 meters, and he runs 800 meters. Now the second part is that he walks. This is y by 2. This is y by 2. Y by 2 is 3 by 5 and y by 2 to perform, and we get similar in a similar way 1.2 kilometers. There are 572 senators in a National Assembly. The number of senators in the blue, orange and green parties are in the ratio of 6, 3 and 2. 6, 3 and 2. So the overall complete ratio is 11. So this is blue. So we'll have placed the variable blue, orange and green, and this is 572 is the total number of seats in a National Assembly. So we have to find the ratio of each party's color. So for blue party, this is 6 by 11, so B upon 572. So the blue ratio is 312. Similarly for orange, 3 by 2. 3 by 11 and orange by 572. So we have this 156. Similarly for the last one, 2 by 11 and green by 572. So this is 104. So when we add all these, we will get this 572. So blue is 312, largest one, and orange is 156 and green is 10. Increasing and decreasing in a given ratio. Increase 48 in the ratio. So 5 by 3 is the ratio, and 5 by 3 multiplied by 48 is equal to 80. So 9 by 8. So we are increasing 20 in the ratio, increasing 48 in the ratio. So increasing 48 in the ratio, 5 by 3, 9 by 8, so it's increasing, 6 by 5, so it's increasing more than 48. Similarly for decreasing, decreasing 75 in the ratio, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 75, 50. 7 by 10, 75 is 52.5, 5 by 6, 75 is 62.5. Proportions, direct proportions and indirect proportions. So let's see, this aeroplane travels. An aeroplane travels 216 kilometers in 27 minutes. How did it travel in 12 minutes? If it travels 216 kilometers in 27 minutes, in 12 minutes it will travel less. So this is 12 by 27. So multiplier is 12 by 27 is 4 by 9. So this 4 by 9 is decreasing. This 216 kilometers is decreasing by 4 by 9. So it is 96. So we can also do the same problems with this same ratio. 27 minutes by 12 minutes. This is 27 by 12 minutes. 27 minutes, 12 minutes. 216 kilometers by the required distance. So this is 27 by 12. This is easy, and 216 by x. So we can calculate this x as 96. Similarly, so in 12 minutes, the aeroplane will travel around 96 kilometers. So a ladder that is 7 meters long has 28 rungs. A 7 meter ladder has 28 rungs. how many rungs would there be in a ladder that is 5 meters long? So 7 by 5 is a ratio in length, so the rungs should also be reduced. So 28 to x. So this x, so 7 by 5 and 28 by x. So we'll calculate this x easily. This is 20 rungs. So it should be reduced because this is reducing 7 to 28 ratio. This is reducing, so this should also be reduced. So this is 20. A piece of wood with a volume of 2.5 meters cube has a mass of this kilogram. What is the mass of a piece of this wood with a volume of 0.9 meter cube? So volume is decreasing, so the mass would also decrease because the same object, 2.5 to 0.9 ratio, 495 to x ratio. So this x would be reduced because it is decreasing from 2.5 to 0.9, so it would decrease 4.9 to even less than half, quite half. This is 2.5 and this is close to 1, so this is reducing. So we are getting values around 178.2 kilograms. The piece of wood has mass 178.2 kilograms from 495 to this ratio. Similarly, for the inverse proportions, it takes a team of 8 workers 6 weeks to paint a bridge. 8 workers work 6 weeks to paint a bridge. The same bridge has to paint by the 12 workers. Now the workers has increased, so time should reduce. So to paint the same bridge, so we need to have this 8 by 12, and now this time this should reduce. So we will write down x here. So because this multiply by this will be the same, and this multiply by this would be the same. So x by 12 is equal to x by 6. So this is inverse proportion. We place the variables in a reciprocal way. So this is 8 by 12, so this is x by 6. So this is multiplied and the sides are multiplied as we did it in earlier classes. So this is 12x is equal to 48x. For inverse proportion, we perform this kind of operations. So this has obtained as 4 weeks. So instead of 6 weeks, this job would be completed within 4 weeks. A quantity of hay is enough to feed 12 horses for 15 days. 12 horses for 15 days. How long would be the same quantity hay feed 20 horses? Now horses has increased, that the quantity will decrease. The number of days, it will not last for longer days. So for this 12 to 20, so x to 15. So this is 20x and this is 12 by 15. So this is 9 days. Within 9 days it will consume, because 12 horses consuming it in 15 days, so 20 horses will consume it in 9 days. It takes a team of 18 people 20 weeks work. A team of 18 people in 18 weeks to dig a canal. 18 people work for 21 weeks to dig a canal. How long would it take 14 people to dig the canal? 14 people, 18 to 14. So this is it. They were taking 21 days. So 14 people would take more days. So 18 by 14, so this is 14x is equal to 18 by 21, so this x is 27 weeks. So they will require more days So the 14 peoples would require more days, more weeks. A gang of 9 bricklayers can build a wall in 20 days. How long would a gang of 15 bricklayers take to build the wall? So this the ratio is 9 bricklayer, or this is a gang of 15 bricklayers. So this is 9 by 15, and it is x by 20. So 15x x. So this is 12x. Okay. Because 9 bricklayers are building in a 20 days, so 15 bricklayers will build in a much lesser days. So it would be 12 days. Now rate, such as rate of pay, rate of flow, and average speed. Anything that is divided by time or with respect to time, we take anything with respect to time, we call it a rate. So water flow from a tap, flows at 25 liters per minute. How long will it take for this tap to fill a bath holding 500 liters? So this is a tap. This is a bathtub, or so it will 500 liters. This is the capacity of this bathtub is 500 liters, and this flow rate is 25 liters per minute. So we have to fill this volume. So we will flow rate with time is equal to volume. So flow rate is 25 liters per minute, and this is time. So we increase the time, the number of liters will increase, and it will increase to 500 liters. So we'll increase the time, and this time multiply by with this unit will cancel out, and we will get this volume. So for time, this flow rate, this volume is divided by this flow rate, and this becomes liters cancels out, and this minutes will appear here. This is 20 minutes. For this 20 minutes, if we multiply this 25 liters per minute with 20 minutes, so every minute 25 liters is increasing. So after 20 minutes, 500 liters will be here in this tub. So the answer is 20 minutes. An oil tank contains 1500 liters. This tank contains 1500 liters. Oil is used at a rate of 2 liters per hour. How much is left in the tank after 7 days? 7 days. This fuel is consuming all the time with the rate of 2 liters per hour. So this 7 days time is 7 days into 24 hours by day. So the number of hours in 7 days is 168 hours. So the oil used in 7 days is equal to 2 liters per hour. 2 liters per hour is using, and this is decreasing 2 liters per hour. In 168 hours, that is equivalent to 7 days. In 168 hours, the liter will drop to 336 liters will be consumed. So the remaining amount would be 1500 minus 336 that is consumed. So the remaining oil in the tank is 1164 liters. Similarly, for any other chemicals, this may also be used. This is the simplest formula. If it is working linearly and there is no loss or leakage, then the result should be the same in a practical situations as well. To review, find an average speed of a car which travels 75 kilometers in 1.5 hours. So distance traveled is 75 kilometers. Time taken is 1.5 hours. So average speed is equal to distance traveled, time taken, 75 kilometers, 1.5 hours. So 175 divided by 1.5 is equal to 60 kilometers per hour. In 1 hour it moves 60 kilometer, in half hours it moves 75. So this is how is it 60? No, it's not 60. No, it's not 60. It's something else. It should be other than this. So we'll check it out. This is not 60. 75 divided by 1.5. So this is 40 kilometers. So this is 40 kilometers. 40 and 1.5. 50. Sorry, 50. This is 50 kilometers. So this is 50 kilometers, and in the half hours it travels 25 kilometers. So this is 50 kilometers per hour. So this is wrong. We should write it 60 here. Find the average speed of a runner who covers 180 meters in 40 seconds. So 180 meters in 40 seconds. So 180 divided by 40 is 4.5. So this is 4.5 meters per second. So a cyclist rides 0.6 kilometer in 3 minutes. 0.6 kilometers in 3 minutes. Calculate her average speed in kilometers per hour. So distance traveled is 0.6 kilometers and the time taken is 3 minutes. So 3 minutes we need to convert this into hours. So this is 0.6 kilometers and this is 3 minutes. So this is 0.2 kilometers per minute. So this 0.2 kilometers per minute. For this minute we can convert, we can multiply with this 60 minutes by 1 hour. So this is a unit term. Nothing is changed here. So by 60 by 1 hour, 60 minutes by 1 hour is the same thing. It can cancel out. So this minutes will cancel out with this minute, and this 60 will multiply with this one, and this hours is here. So this becomes 60 multiplied by 0.2 is 12 kilometers per hour. So this is 12 kilometers per hour for this distance. So this is the speed. A runner's average speed is 80 meters. In 80-meter race is 7 meters per second. Find the time he takes for the race to nearest point 1 second. So 8 meters and the speed is 7 meters per second. So distance traveled is divided by time taken. So distance traveled is 800 meters and time taken has to find. So the average speed here, we divide by the average speed, give the time taken. So this is 80 by 7. So this meters will cancel out. This second will appear at the upper side here. So this is 11.4 seconds. So that's all for chapter 11, and inshallah we'll